Okay, third and potentially final map of the series. EDG 2-0 up. We go to Icebox for both teams are playing some pretty weird things. Ayang on the get-card, not too surprising, he loves that agent. But there's no Sentinel. It's double duelist with a Reyna. And in this side, there's no Sage. Running the Sova and the KO. Sometimes you see the Jet being swapped out for the Sage instead and stuff like that. But no, both these teams running the Jet, obviously, because the AWP clears in this region. But EDG attacking, it was their map choice. FPX are on defense. And both their duelists over on the A side. Now KO9 on defense to break that. You don't really have much. You don't have any stall util either on the plant. They just really is their comp just planning to like face aggressively. Good, I guess, for Ayang to actually get hit by the recon dart. He pulls the attention away, but still no, sorry, it was I think Life that gets Autumn, sorry, that gets hit by the recon. But Ayang just getting 2 from this position. They're in a 2 versus 5. This could be a flawless pistol. And it's 3-1 on pistols, by the way. I'm not necessarily too convinced that we're going to see the most convincing Icebox from either of these two squads. But it is FPX picking up the pistol. Which is good. I feel like if they want to keep in this one, they kind of need it. This map is CT or T. In China, so far, it's been attack-sided, but we haven't seen many games. And the games that we have seen have been very one-sided. Like 10-2 halves kind of thing. So, generally, I would say that it leans more towards the defense. But that doesn't tell us anything, especially when you have teams running like pretty interesting and unique comps. Looking at what the general trend is not really that handy. The Outlaw, however, in the hands of Autumn is very handy. Ayang's taking a lot of damage. He's just on a Ghost. But he's going to go re-peek that, which would have been actually mental for him to do. Speaking of mental things to do, the Outlaw has been lost in Tube. Ayang, I don't like the Dizzy from that position too much. You're really just sort of clearing if there's anybody here. Maybe like bottom mid. If they're in Tube, they need to sort of clear this now. Could have gone under. Could just be super duper close where it just doesn't hit them. Berlin is completely on his own on the B site, so him getting out is a good idea. All of EDG just grouping up. Clearing this, picking the orb up for Chichu and the Killjoy. Berlin again. Paranoia is nice, but the recon's giving him up, and he's still got that support from Ayang. He managed to pick up the Outlaw, which is good. And Ayang is still also pretty low HP. 2 of these players are. 3 of these players are. Berlin managing to hold his ground a little bit. Something like armor buy up, so the bonus isn't going to be like stellar from FPX, but I mean, considering that the rate that the series has been going, just confirming around is important. I think this re-peak from Autumn though is a bit much. And Ayang has just been stood out in the open with the Outlaws. More funny than anything.
单向烟加黄香的这个暗眼，让 EDG 没有办法第一时间来到一个比较有威胁的位置。而且我们也讲过 ，EDG 这个阵容安置爆能器是要确保整个部署区清空的，对他要压得非常神。但是来看一下 Life 这一波
buy up actually from EDG is not amazing. Like they've dedicated to the full armor outside of Chichu because the Outlaw is still in play. So it means that the gun for Kung Kung is a Guardian, but to be fair, the Guardian in China just seems to hit so much harder. Mechanics is definitely a thing. Oh, and the full armor wins out there. FPX goes for a peek, dismisses. One of the only really good things about playing Reyna on this map. Just the fact that you can fight this more. Like, they're not interested in stalling with utility, they're interested in stalling with their fucking faces. Berlin's flanked all the way around because Chichu's way too aggressive and he doesn't actually kill Chichu. Both of them are super low HP. And with 45 seconds left, they are looking to reset over towards B or cut noise and think that they're going in that direction. And they're going to walk back. But it doesn't look like FPX are really going to buy it at all. They're just like, we're staying here. We plant B. We're just going to wait on B. Nah, it's just Shishu alive. I don't think he's got it. One sec.
关键EDG 的选手血量太残了，一发就倒。对，而且位置都已经是被卡死，19秒钟。这个脚下，这两边都有点没想到。
14 HP. I mean, it might even be more beneficial for Chichu to save this gun.
存这把枪呢，他下一分
if he can.
这个买个甲也很痛苦。
Yeah, and he's just run away. Means that these players of FPX can actually like push up and get these gun upgrades. There's a rifle. Lysol should have one as well. He's trying to get one. He gets a Guardian. Not quite, but it's fine. You want FPX to win? Just so we see more. Yeah, I mean, I want this to be closer than it has been. Oh, he tries to dismiss, but the KO knife catches him. I think he still gets one more. Or just drops to the ground. I can't believe that like Berlin doesn't quite get the kill there. Let's see if that one rifle, this one rifle that Chichu's managed to save, if it's going to do any work against FPX, because if it does, they're going to be in trouble. It does, it gets the first kill onto Berlin. Oh dear. Jisoo's actually just sending it. Lysol's going to peek this. He goes down. This is just so typical. Oh, it's so annoying to watch this like unfold. And then the gun that was left on the ground, Kung Kung's picked up. It's a 4 versus 2. Oh my god, Autumn actually brings it back to a 2 versus 2, but it's still a bit of an aim duel. And Kung Kung actually goes for it. This is still winnable. Autumn's seen him. That's a great flick. We didn't see it really much from his POV, but we should get it in the replay. Still, if you're EDG, you're like, good eco. 小奥特那个位置挺劣势的，当时他正好抓到了一个对方没人看1楼赵云的这个 timing， 对，恰恰就是这一瞬，造就了奥特能够去发挥到这么好的一个机会，切点，然后他非常清楚自己立刻要有被追身，对，因为他知道刚刚就在厨房，对，就是你反正不是在厨房里面，就是在管道里面，或者在差不多的一个位置。好，4比0 ，EDG early timeout。这个教练肯定是 Autumn play versus Autumn coach。 就我们还是能就是这两支队伍一个打了2个 BO3， 一个打了3个 BO3， 就大家其实 Autumn's on another team, yeah. 地图没有涉足过的，那这种情况之下， You're talking about T1. I was like, it's after. They don't have an assistant coach anymore because it used to be Sword 9, and then Sword 9 has gone over to play for all gamers. 未必想得到，所以现在得靠 After 去给选手们给一些思路。 It's still like a good timeout, I think, for FPX to still have 2. Really, it's just more like a... We need to be a bit more careful with like, those mid lurks. We've already lost like 2 players in silly positions fighting for tube, fighting for mid a bit more. And like clearly that's part of like the goal for them is to just kind of fight for mid control more on the defense. They're pinging it a lot. But I mean, if you're not playing a Sylvan, you're playing a Gecko, this feels like such a blind spot, I think. Before buys back, ults, Smoggy's not too far away from having his null command. Knife broken. Showing some presence towards B and A at the same time. The 2 duelists trying to go and fight, and it means that like the attackers can't really just sort of take and default and hold this. They are super passive. With the amount that FPX have been fighting mid, we've shown presence on B, and now they're aggressively fighting A, really does like back EDG into a corner. Come on, it's easy. Berlin's peak there is a little bit nerve-wracking. Autumn now pushing and fighting mid. The turret's going to see him now. You got the Viper fairly close by that's going to clear tube. There's no killjoy utility. There's no turret here. Means that like EDG fighting for this space a lot is important, and FPX know it, so that's why they're fighting for it too. Don't quite see rotations. They just don't have anything. They could have walked up all the way on A, and you would have no idea at this rate if you're FPX. And now they're going to walk tube. They've lost every fight that they've had here. Autumn at least wins one. 4 versus 3. Life tries to go for a peek. He was on a play that wasn't even facing him. The recon that forces him away. 10 seconds on the plant. Again, this is a comp that FPX have that they just don't really like have much to stop the plant going down. So it's kind of given up for free. Is he used on the retake? The flash is just better from Smoggy. Observers again, just kind of crazy switching around. Thrash is going to be used. One on the high ground, so that's not going to be hit. Nobody's just kind of dodged around him. The Thrash is even broken. Not a good retake at all from FPX. And the utility is just not there. If it's not the two duelists fighting for it, they don't have too much. And Chichu just wins that duel.
不利的一个情况之下，应该是一个3打4的残局啊。在 A 区找到了机会，反而这个错进错出让 EDG 省下来了一个终极技能无效命令。就阿阳其实一直在等
And you have the first kill too. And then you wide peek that. I mean, if you have an Omen smoke there, if you have a Paranoia, maybe a lot of these like retakes on Ace, like we need the bodies of the people to be alive mostly. Yeah, EDG fighting for this more is no surprise. Good fight from Ian, really nice kills. But now I wonder what the reaction from FPX is going to be. You know that it was free mid. Killjoy's alive, but you don't know if they've looked up anywhere. Bolin's pushed a lot to get good information. EDG are at least aware of that because they have pinged this. If they lose the spike here, they're just dry peeking it. Aldron used on A. Gonna keep that attention. But you also have to be careful of mid because that's where the KO just got a kill. So ultimately, operator, what's he going to do? Like, he hears the Aldron A. Knows that there's one mid. Is he going to dry peek this as well? The KO knife has actually missed the jet. It wasn't close enough to them. I think they're going to know that they're, like, in this little pocket. Yeah, he's seen the rifle now. That's the spike. Omen's TP'd backside on A, and the Sova's there. Chichu's locked up kitchen. He is convinced that he's in there. I don't know if any noise has been made. I don't think so. They just know that the Sova was over there because of the Aldron. But a recon's been used, so I think he maybe saw nobody use a recon that. But they're letting the plant go down and playing this 2 versus 2. Like, nobody's just boxed in. How long is he going to wait here for? Oh my god, this is just... You need the circus music, and then he just waits. He was watching it for so long. Oh, this is actually just a bananas round, isn't it, for Valorant? Good movement around. There's a recon ready for nobody in a short second. Oh no, he used it 20 seconds ago. And Lysol's just sticking it. Oh no, he got off of it! Why would... What are you trying... why would you do that? Lysol, you had it! Oh, I can't watch this anymore. It's driving me mad. Everything about that was just... weird. Why did he get off? He stuck it, and then he got off at the end. Did he think he was done? Did he try to call a bluff? Like, I'll leave it as long as possible? Just stick it, man. Come on. Everything, like, this round just deleted from the game. Absolute dick ripper of a round. And FPX are on an eco. Pros no fate, that's it. We've reached a realm of goofy. This isn't like whimsy either. This isn't like joyous whimsy. This is just despairing whimsy. Some of these rounds just no good. It's sad. And on an eco, the plan is to just face with sheriffs. But like good pathing and clearing from EDG. Hong Kong giving a bit of respect, only a little bit, before he just full out dash peeks. Flash actually gets Berlin. A lot of these shots are missed, and at least Berlin wins that. Smoggy's not afraid to just chase up. I mean, he effectively is the other duelist for this team. I do like it more when Smoggy's on the KO and Kung Kung's on the duelist. I just don't know why they don't do that for Bind.
这个0-4暂停之后，已经追到3-4了。是，并且其实现在 FPX
It's just so sad. It's so sad.
阵容的劣势短板先天就在这里。对，所以其实前面几次 Autumn 的前压是有必要的，而我觉得他们必须要再次做前压。你中路不前压，中路就是对面的，这个厨房就随时可能会成为对面的位置。只有你前压了，你甚至把对面的少节炮台拆了。
Time out from FPX. It's all like Nathan D's job's super easy, I feel, because he just times out after really bad rounds and then makes it better for a bit afterwards. I mean, the only time it didn't work was split, second half. Like, it took a timeout because FPX were looking a little bit rocky. Usually it improves after that, but not quite. After 3 months, I think it's time to touch the game again. You watched this game and you decided, yeah, I want to play Valorant too. Yeah, what was said here? Yeah, it does say teams are throwing. That's we got Sliggy's mods. We don't stand for saying that it's throwing. I don't like saying that teams are throwing either. I mean, especially for China, because everybody just assumes that there's just match fixing going on all the time and all of the betting and stuff. But like, do I think the teams like int and overdo it and overheat? Absolutely. But I think the rounds get like lost when they shouldn't be. Yes.
独木是放在 A 的，哇，这一分其实 B 点 FPX 反而重手了，有一手直接去了 B 大前点，和柏林两个人肩并肩。那中路右手
Oh, bye again. This can't be the game plan, surely. Just having Ian just take angels in mid can't be your only way of getting information. Because you've lost like only proper flashes too. You've lost like your only proper molly.
是团队内唯一一个闪。 也不能说唯一一个闪，就是唯一一个先锋。这波 Life 在前点的位置漏了，但是不想放位置，他想还是拿。
Lots of steps ahead. Aldron. He's got to peek it just before the Aldron tags him, and then Autumn goes for this. Oh my God! Chichu gets destroyed. Of course he goes for it if he's hitting shots like that. The Rico Dap pinging forward him, and nobody still gets two. Cinema. They don't have any way to get in from mid. Only a Dizzy. But it's literally now the default for EDG is to just go and fight mid at the start of the round. Because you can maybe just get that first kill easily, or at least trade a teammate. Just the same again. Like what? Like this is just the call from EDG. Go and fight Ayang because he's fighting alone. Now Autumn's over here with just a rifle. Recon on the other side to see if there's anybody snowpile. Is this going to be red? Maybe should be expected, but it's the first time that Autumn's done anything like this. Don't re-peek. Get out. Don't re-peek it again. I'll excuse like going for the dash re-peek. Yeah, mid does feel free. Just no alarm bot, no anything. And it just turns the rest of the map into angels that FPX are actually kind of winning. You got the Jet watching across. Where's Ayang now? Oh, he's stood literally on top of the Jet. And then the two players fighting on B. I mean, at this point, EDG's call is to just cut noise and go back. It's not a bad call. Life is still over here, but Life doesn't know if they're going to be able to, like, push mid. I guess it's just, do you expect the Reina to still be here? Because they still have all of their utility. They're going to kill, they can dismiss out. But knowing Life, he'll get a kill, dismiss, stay exactly where he is, and die to a trade afterwards. Or just loses the duel outright. Yeah, Thrash again for Ayang. I didn't really get too much last time. Smoggy's planting the ODS is null command. There's a Nano Swarm, there's a Snake Bite, there's too much utility. And then just the ultimate shutdown by no commands. Nice. He's trying to pick it up, just in case he gets to use it again. G2 picks it. Nano Swarm's been used already, so he's kind of done his job. KO Knife, seeing if Iang's actually close. He can wingman and fight this. Can't, unfortunately. Peeks and dies.
我觉得柏林和刘一手贪了，想要更多，在打完首杀之后想要更多。就他们认为你第一个拉出来的人都被我接了，那后面的人理所应当也要被我接。但恰恰是这种
They're playing in Shanghai.
在 B 大把人数搬回来的机会，然后接下来把对面的防守人
Playing on the docks by a massive submarine, I think.
那现在其实两边的分差咬的还是非常。
Autumn's 13 and 5. 11 and 7 Smoggy. Quiet from Kung, but I mean, it's been a weird one. He has the attack up now, though. Told you we'd be seeing it a little bit more. Whoever it was in chat that was spamming to see it, we've got it. Skilled up, walked up. Autumn more focused on this, that they weren't really expecting. Probably weren't going to be expecting an op. But that one rifle that they had, Life has now picked up. I want to see, yeah, I want to see, I want to see Sunset for both these two teams. Really don't know, like, where I rate it this far. That's a great shot. Yeah, Kung up. He's doing it. He's doing the thing. I mean, the other reason why he doesn't play Raze on Bind is because you don't really up there.
差距已经彻底形成，38秒钟的时间可以比较轻松的把爆能器安装完，并且中路还有人在做渗透。主要刘一手还没枪，刘一手这一份
1 versus 4。
看想，我觉得他更多的是想断，看能不能换。
On an eco. And he chooses, yeah, just I'm drilling this home that like the space is like free for lurk.
但他往前走就有可能会送这个机会。我看到进攻方其实 EDG 已经算到对面有可能会站在过路房左右。
Really is just what gets spotted here. They push screens, just exit frags. So Smoggy's about to flash around this corner. Nice fight, nice peek. Nice to see the right click flash having a lot more like impact, I guess. Patty Tex made me a believer, which I never thought I'd say in 2024. I love when Kagag says it's Kanging time. Peeks every angle with an off. You two are from the same area of Germany? Yeah. What are the chances? I guess there's quite a few people in here, so... 13-6, 12-7, on kills, buy again, Kung up, Autumn up. Who's gonna win? KO Knife used, but the Viper's Pit does come out just in time. So, this isn't a time to push Life. Don't make it easier for them to just go A, because it's going to be really difficult for them to go B because of the Viper's wall, like the ult. Fight. Oh, re-peeking it again. You've got a dismiss. You can get out. Honestly, putting Life on Chamber would have been like a better option. Well, like the Rain is alright. But I think if you don't have like a actual Sentinel, like Chamber wouldn't have been a bad shout. Maybe you put Rain in Chamber instead of the Jet. Don't know though. Hit number 1. Autumn pulling out the Blade Storm as well to go fight for this a bit. Ian gets that lurk on Howdong, which is great. Now I guess he's just going to double check to see that nobody's like made their way through here. Pressing the wrong button, there we are. Great shot. Blade Storm is used on the other side, so that's the op loss from Autumn and the Blade Storm. Berlin's on site. Berlin just surviving is important. Dizzy. Wingman to sort of stun them. It's not done anything. Nice multi-kill from Kung. He's just got enough time, and it's planted out in the open that Lysol just lurks all the way around. I'd love to go Master Shanghai, but exams. Yeah, I'd love to go as well. Sometimes, right, invite content creators to, like, You know, I went to Copenhagen and stuff 2 years ago. Maybe Shanghai could be a possibility. He said if anybody wants to go to like Madrid, and I was like, I'm not that bothered about going to Madrid. There's an opportunity maybe, but I said to the community manager for us in the UK, like, if there's a chance to go to Shanghai, that I'd be down for. If I could watch party from there, maybe hell, I just message the people on the international broadcast, be like, hey, I'm going to be there watch partying. You ever need a couple of days of like extra pair of hands for broadcasts, you know where I am. Not coming out of your budget, it's coming out of Riot's, I guess. I saw you in Copenhagen. Good times. I really enjoyed Copenhagen. Really nice city. And it's nice to just go to like the proper first line event as a... I'd love to have worked it, but going to just watch it's good. Oh my god, Kong is absolutely demolishing. Hunter's Fury was used on attack 2. Empress is used from life. Cut noise 50 seconds, and Chishu has all of the freedom to go for this lurk. It really is some sort of like choose your own adventure now. Go through the door, there's an operator on halls waiting for you. You go CT. If you rush it a bit more, do you take your time? You take your time, players become more aware that you can go for it. But you get lucky, you get team flashed. That's brave. They know that he's on the high ground at least. KO knife. Ooh, nice shot from Morton. 1 versus 2, but he's pretty low HP. Is he going to get peeked and cleared? Oh, yeah, nobody's just on a better angle. Both of them were ready, though. China's up with a 15 days visa-free policy to many European countries. Would that be for, like... I don't know how long the event of Shanghai would be, to be honest. But also, would you need a visa to just go and travel? I mean, I guess you'd need a work visa if you were actually working, but we'll see. 我甚至觉得换边之后 FPX 可能还是会有这个隐忧，对面会不停的做大规模的防守的前压，不管是静音的还是完全给动你的。Would you say that there's a higher chance of you being on the desk for Shanghai now? I'd say not. I think I'd have to like actually work some of the regions. I don't think this qualifies as broadcast work. Like it's very like wishful thinking, because also like you've got people like Sideshow and stuff that are like watching this region a little bit. It's not like the other talent is oblivious to what's happening in China and these teams. Like, it's FPX and fucking EDG. They're gonna be fine. It'd be nice, but I don't think it's very likely. If I'm working more like EMEA, then maybe there's a chance. That's just going off generally what I was told. Because I took some time off in 2022, and I asked him, like, realistically, like, if there's a chance for me to work something like Masters Istanbul or Copenhagen, do I need to be working? What kind of, like, and they were like, they were kind of like, well, we'll maybe get you in for champions, but, like, try and work like LCQ or something, you know? So I don't think they're just going to hire talent based off doing no work, but you never know. I'd love to. I'd love to sort of come in and try and be like the voice of like the China region. But also, I think the other talent that usually work international events are fantastic at preparing and doing that stuff anyway. You know, they'll watch the VODs, you know. Mitch and Tom go, for example, I imagine, like, they'll watch this, hopefully. Hopefully watch my stream and not other people's, that'd be mean. Yeah, I mean, I'm happy doing this. If other opportunities come up for it, if I get to do more plat chat bits, if I get to do more X, more Y, that's good. But anyway, FPX did win the pistol, it's 6-all at the half. Interesting Viper wall to sort of go across mid a little bit more and then just sort of end on this doorway. Which I guess is good as well, because it stops people being able to play on screens and also back here. But this Viper's wall actually is not too bad. It's been a while since we've seen it. The other thing you don't get is like back control, but I think that's why this smoke from Berlin comes in nicely. I think it's a very 100 Thieves wall when they played a lot of Omen on this map. But the duels is still just like a bit iffy. Both teams kind of just fighting a little bit more aggressively than you typically expect from other regions. And mostly it's like from this point you'll see these duels come in. Did he actually doesn't get Chichu? Did it hit like the frame of the door or something like that? I mean, it doesn't matter. FPX still get the pistol. They get both of them on Icebox. So what? It's like 3-3 now? Yeah, the drawings and stuff that are used on these things are great. Just silly fights, isn't it? Nice from FPX. I mean, they did have a 4-0 lead, and then it ended 6-6. This has not been good, but better starts to the house in the last couple of maps. This is brave from Kung Kung, but the Dizzy gets him. He's sticking around. Dash has ran out. I don't know if he tried to dash and he didn't really get out that much. I don't know. I mean, we just saw the Dizzy. But it looked like he didn't go anywhere, but he used up his dash. There comes Autumn. That's aggressive. Nice Dizzy to go over the top. That smoke I'm not a fan of because it gives you an angle to play off like this. Eesh. You'd probably want to do that one a little bit deeper, right? It's like it gives you an opportunity, and then there's a flank coming all the way in. I've seen Smoggy. Berlin is not afraid to go fight this. Why would he? He's just clinically insane. Fighting him on an angle, he can't really get traded on straight away. A little bit of damage done. I was praising Kokong and expecting to use the upright last game, but your moderator team banned from message. How is that right? I don't know. I think they were like considered it trolling, maybe. You can stop B, but no Kankang from dominating server with operator. That's probably why. It's probably that attitude. But I did say, like, Icebox, you're going to get it more. Fighting here, you got the Reina Flash and the Dizzy. And it's the KO Flash and Kung Kung that's allowed to peek it. Full bite, bonus. 2 flashes, I guess, as well for FPX that, like, you need to break them. You can't just turn away from them. You're the best caster in the world. Thank you. I do my best. Snakebite just outside of this area of yellow. Autumn touching. I mean, it looks like they're going to be able to rotate away. Open A side. It's also kind of weird that the Gecko doesn't have the spike for the wingman plant. Would have thought that would be one of the main aspects of it, being able to plant safe, or at least plant without having a player being a risk. Speaking of a risk, Iang's still good to get 2 there. Planting up on the high ground. Don't like that peek from Lysol for obvious reasons. Berlin's still planting. You're in a 2 versus 3. Guess they just wasn't expecting that kind of thing to happen, but the spike still hasn't been planted. Big plant again. Going up on the high ground. Is it going to be spotted? They know that he's not on it. Getting a plan for that extra bit of money would be good, but good bonus. They're farming Omen ults by Omen planting. I guess there is that assumption of like I just did. Wherever the Gecko is, the spike is, which can be really costly if you play a lot of like Gecko on maps. Because obviously the Gecko's going to have the spike because he's got the wingman plant. He has it this round. So actually having it so where the Omen can maybe do some plants. So if the Gecko is spotted, it doesn't really mean it's a telegraph B execute. Like maybe. That's me like clutching at straws. Might also be me like overthinking it. But I do think that like a lot of the stuff with Gecko needs a bit more thought put behind it. I think there's a lot of like nuance to how you can play an agent that is incredibly basic to play. Where are they planning to Leah from? Smoke comes in across sight. Crash is used. KO knife breaks it instantly. At least you could use it again, but you can also use the KO knife again. Kunkung's going for the flank. Flicks down nicely onto Lysol. You don't really have Viper utility to worry about. Good damage done from Ayang. Wingman's planting whilst he's taking that fight. Fully flash Berlin goes down. Awesome gets a duel. 3 versus 3. There's a Hunter's Fury for nobody, but not really a great opportunity to use it. Just got to use it across the site. Recon Dart goes onto the back of Yellow. Really nice combo. Chichu's actually hit the spike. That's a great kill onto Ayang. Jesus Lord. Oh, and that's brave. The corner. It's so close. Crook that completely misses him. Really nice from life, but that is just dicing with death at that point. Yeah, Hunter's Fury. I didn't think that it was just going to get used like that, but the timing of the ultimate with the recon was nice. Oh, I'm just completely out in the open. Even tries to updraft to avoid it, but the recon's just getting him. Oh, and he jumps onto the high ground. That's the only reason why life survives. Wait, was it life? No, because Ayang was on the box, so he died afterwards. Must have been life. Low buy though for EDG. Don't really have the money. Buy next. Let's see an Autumn. And you have your jet watching the flank like a killjoy turret. That's good. Dizzy, all of the aim training, really good clearance. It basically forces and stops defending teams from playing that close to you. But Kung is still here. Played nicely. Really good execute. Like, this is nice. That was nice from FPX. Map 4 looking lightly. Oh, you guys can still talk about Germany all you want. I'm just not going to respond too much, I don't think. Yeah. This is at least a little bit better, but it is up against a worse buy, so it doesn't really tell us an awful amount. And I would say that after timeouts, after these timeouts from EDG, they have been like a little bit more well put together. Talking to FPX like a supportive father. I tried to be. Like I don't want. It'd be great if EDG go and win Masters Madrid. Definitely capable of doing that. But I'm not interested in just having EDG look better. I want the whole region to look better. My bet, my call was that champions of 2025 next year. China versus China Grand Final. And if EDG stomping everywhere, that's one team. But I want another team. I want an FPX or a JDG. I want another team to compete with them. I want it to be like League of Legends, where it's just China on top. So that's why I'm being more critical to FPX, because I was like, I want you to be better. So if you get better, you force EDG to get better, and then the whole scene gets better instead of EDG just being at the top, like gatekeeping everybody else. All the killjoy utility for EDG on this full buy is over towards B though. Another swarm here, alarm bot over on the plant spike. Kind of similar to how we saw teams play against Gecko comps on Icebox in Pacific. Just don't let the wingman plant. Like if you go for a wingman plant, you can just nano swarm it and break it. Pest needs to pick up, alarm bot goes off, you might be able to get a kill through that. Omen TP'd, I didn't even see where he TP'd to. I wasn't really watching that much. Look and see where this fight's going. Somebody utility cleared. Dizzy gets Kung with the operator, which I guess is most important. Everybody's still alive. Apart from Smoggy that was actually playing on the site. And this FPX team is on fire until they're now starting to fragment a little bit on these peaks. Autumn's taking aggressive duels. Berlin is up in the high ground. Alright, you just actually got slapped down, EDG. This attacking side is looking really good with utility, but it's also just looking really good with the confidence of fighting it. It's just too much to worry about. Also, it helps when life is just going to run through a nanoswarm like that. The Omen smokes, I think there was a paranoia used on site too, because there was an Omen assist. I like these two smokes in a one-way. Just nobody from EDG can peek out and fight this. Is basically why it's good on B. It's 11 and it's an eco. This could be something like a 13-7 scoreline for FPX. I'd be happy to take a map, but I don't know, like, EDG have a lot of stuff to test and get right on this map. And also, they don't have a Sage. The comp is heavy attack sided. Yeah. I mean, there's still, like, there was no Sentinel on Breeze, and EDG was still flanking around and punishing that a little bit more. Here, it's not really working. Trying to face into a comp like this is risky. But you don't need to face into them, is the thing. You just need to stop them planting. The wingman goes for a plant, and you break it. The stress levels of this team go up massively. All it comes down to, you don't need to fight them, especially on like the A site or B site, because it just becomes gun duels. You just want them to not plant the spike. Paranoia just misses. Good trade. Smoggy gets a fight. Don't overface. Like, the fragment being used to stall this a bit more. The spike's left on site, not with the wingman. Now it gets a bit more problematic for FPX. And this is where it starts to go terribly wrong. Like, the way that EDG played this, granted they were on a much worse buy, was the way to play it. Would it be better for EDG to play slow and wait for retakes? I don't know about retakes. Retakes are hard on Icebox. You just play anti-plant. You don't face them. You don't try to fight them heaven. Like Kung Kung, the fact that he goes for that fight, he's able to get to safety is good. Well, everybody's just playing from pretty safe positions, playing along this Viper wall. If you go over it, if you face too much, you're making it effectively useless. Yeah, it's just plant denial. I will say, for like general like ranked play and like pro play to an extent, Wahujin's guide on Icebox is a really good watch. I definitely heavily recommend it. I wouldn't say that like he's coined everything there, like it's not like he's written the book on how to play this map, but he just sums it up the best. It's just plant denial. All of the shocked out lineups I have for Sova are for here and for here, and that's all I use them for. Because if you plant, you're playing post plant. Snake bite, shocked outs, nanoswarms usually. But FPX, because they don't have this comp, their comp is, we are going to cut through you and plant in the meanwhile. You don't give them those fights, they're not going to have too much to work with, I don't think. That thrash is incredibly deep. It does get a tag, but you're not going to be able to pick it up and use it again. But it has allowed Berlin to just walk all the way up. Nice fights, great info. He knows that the Kung Kung's over towards Snow Pile, knows that there's one towards Snowman. There was one in Heaven, like in Kitchen. Last player alive is Smoggy. Like, even here, you sort of see like how like, FPX don't have any post-plant utility. They have a snake bite. But they use their wingman, they use fragment, they used a lot of stuff like early. I'm not saying that this is winnable now for Smoggy. I don't think it is. But the plan hit, like, you see so many other teams like playing here, post-plant utility. FPX are fighting in this corner. That's the difference. If he takes a shit unless you do a fast forward right after or before they plant, or you have a lockdown, or you have a Viper's Pit. Yeah. I know a lot of people don't like Icebox. I don't really like playing Icebox. It's just way too hard. It's just so much thought power that's required, especially to coordinate with people that aren't very easy to coordinate with. But in the pro scene, I do like watching Icebox because it's just a good litmus test. Like, you've got stuff like Ascent that's good on like just general tactical shooter fundamentals, but Icebox is just a Valorant map. Like, the way it plays is just so important, like how you dedicate this utility. But Amosh, Leah, Dizzy hitting like 3 players. Not actually getting onto nobody, but he's right in this corner. The recon's bought a little bit of time. DP's trying to cut across. But again, this is like EDG. It's risky to play the style because FPX are always going to get the one-up. EDG trying to punish the one weakness that this comp has. No Sentinel means that you can flank, but a Viper's Pit with a spike planted. Your 2 duelists still alive. This is looking kind of done. Lockdown, there's like a little gap that they can maybe get into. You could also just give up this. Viper, I think if you're Viper, you just accept being detained. and a good angle actually for both these players to be on, and the lockdown hasn't meant much. Viper's detained. They're on their way out, and his flash in hand. Nice map win for FPX. Their comp was definitely an odd one. You could definitely see their game plan. The thing I'm concerned about is if you take that comp to Madrid and you play up against the Team Heretics or a KC, I think that's not going to get as much effective use as it has done now. I think there's a lot of setups that you can do to stop it, and I think most importantly, you could just make sure that they just don't plant. We saw that with RRQ when they ran the Gecko themselves. Like Gecko, I think it's RRQ versus Gen G, and Gen G were really struggling with it, and then they were like, oh yeah, let's just put like nano swarms on the plant spots. Wingman can't plant because he gets killed. And then RRQ were kind of like, shit, what do we do here? And it just like backfires quickly. I don't think that comp should have worked as well as it did, but it did. Also, thank you for gifting us up to CZ, Geekess. 171 total now, nice.